Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode on US Politics Unpacked on this special podcast, The Knowledge Groove. In this episode, we will be forecasting Trump's first moves as president based on numerous reports, articles, and headlines. Let's begin. So, last episode, along with Vishnu, we discussed why Trump won. And for this episode, we also have Vishnu with us. Hey Vishnu, how are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good as well. Glad to hear that you're great. So, I think before we can forecast his first moves, I think it's important to define what his key areas of focus will be. And I think, in my opinion, those would be improving the economy, restricting immigration, and solving the Russia Ukraine war. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the most important one would be like fixing immigration and stopping illegal immigration because that's what he ran on in all three presidential campaigns, 2016, 2020, and 2024.
Okay. So, let's start off with the economy first. What actions do you think Trump would take to improve the economy and trade overall?
So I think to improve economy, it's like fairly simple, right? Under the Biden administration, we stopped drilling and fracking for coal. I think Trump is going to restart that and expand American energy, and that's obviously going to help us pay down the debt. But second, he's going to stop printing as much. Presumably, he learned from his last time in office when he like increase the national debt. I think this time he's gonna like stop decrease the national debt and like stop inflation.
Okay. So, do you think that would be enough to improve the economy from the state it is today?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely possible to like improve the economy from the state it is in today because it's not even that terrible to be completely honest. It's just worse than it was objectively 4 years ago.
Okay. And second, for immigration, I think he would improve some stricter immigration policies, like building some more walls, more deportations, and less asylum applications. Do you think he would do something out of the box, or he would just stick with his regular game plan?
I think he's gonna do something relatively regular, but I think it's going to be slightly less extreme from last time. I think he's going to use more international pressure rather than surveillance and security. He's going to use more international pressure, like forcing Mexico to secure their own border, forcing Mexico to stop illegal immigration, and also using more of their allies to internationally pressure Mexico into stopping illegal immigration.
So I think that's going to be something different than we saw in Trump's first presidency, and that leads us to the next aspect of his first moves, foreign policy. And what do you think he would do to improve US's position in the global stage?
I think the withdrawal from Afghanistan under Biden was absolutely disgraceful. And I think Trump is going to try to win the Middle East back through Israel. He's going to obviously, his main focus, obviously, for his second term, rather than Ukraine, I think he's going to focus more on Israel because the majority of his coalition who voted for him off of foreign policy voted for him off of Israel and his strength on Israel. He's going to send more weapons and send more support to Israel so that we can get a swift end to that war and destroy Hamas. But I think second, his focus is going to be on Ukraine. Obviously, he's good friends with Putin, so he's going to try to end that war as soon as possible and stop the casualties. And I think he's going to like also cut a compromise with Russia that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. But I think third, that people are not really talking about that much. Trump is going to use like international pressure against China and also like use peaceful means with China negotiations to end the escalation in Taiwan.
Yeah, so he has actually mentioned a lot of time that he disagrees with the Democrats' policy of sending the U.S. Army to Taiwan.
Yeah, so I think we shouldn't be sending our military troops to anywhere across the world unless it's like to defend our national interests.
Right, right. So apart from these, I think we should also take a look at his policies on a more domestic level, right? And many are predicting that Trump would first almost destroy the public healthcare sector by heavily promoting all the private health companies in this nation.
Yeah, so I think Trump will obviously destroy public health care because I think we also saw this. Generally, Republicans are against government expansion, federal government expansion, so they were against Obamacare. In fact, it came down to one Republican, I think it was McCain, to stop the repeal of Obamacare. I think Trump will obviously try to take away public health care and switch to more private means because generally he's conservative and conservatives do not like public, federal government intervention.
Right, right. And I think another aspect we should consider is his appointment of conservative and more right leaning judges in the Supreme Court. And I think under Trump's presidency, this would reach to another level. Would you like to speak something about this?
Yeah, so I think there are no more levels to reach. First of all, he already has control of this Supreme Court. He has control of Congress and Senate. I think his coalition is stronger than it is and ever will be. And I think there's definitely no more. It can't get any better than this. I think he has to start getting down to work because he has everything to work with.
Okay, so you're saying like he has enough power to like execute all that he wants.
Yeah, obviously, because he already has like a majority in the Supreme Court, and has like several supporters in the Supreme Court.
Okay, okay. And finally, domestically, he would focus on quickly promoting traditional sources of energy like fossil fuels, and he would also withdraw the government schemes on renewable energies and sources like wind and solar.
I don't think he would do that personally. I don't think he would get rid of renewable energy. I think rather he would start drilling and getting burning an oil and burning coal again and using fossil fuels. But I don't think he's extreme enough to like stop completely green energy because again, we have to consider that one of his supporters is Elon Musk, who owns the largest electric car company in the world.
Okay, so you're saying because Elon put heavy trust into Trump, he's gonna also support him back by uh, still in a way promoting renewable sources.
Not just that, but I don't think Trump is gonna like destroy renewable energy like the media tells us.
Okay, okay. And I think these are the main things Trump would do as soon as he gets into the White House. But the problem is he's going to be facing a lot of challenges while doing this, right? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Like his coalition, while it is stronger than it will ever be, that's not to say that some people in his own party are against him. For example, we have Senate Majority Leader Republican Mitch McConnell, who blocked his cabinet pick of Matt Gaetz, for example. And Trump has a nickname for these people. He called them rhinos or Republican in name only. And these people will definitely be a challenge for Trump to overcome because they're not fully MAGA, but they're also conservative enough to be considered part of his coalition.
Right. So you got up a good point there. Like one of the biggest challenges he would definitely face is the flaws in his coalition. But I think another one would be the huge amount of backlash he would face from the media, right? Especially the more liberal media, right? Because as soon as he proceeds with his game plan, he would face like a huge amount of backlash.
Yeah, of course, he would face a lot of backlash from that, and I think the fact that if you haven't heard, there's a rumor that Elon Musk is going to buy MSNBC, and we also have news sources like X, and I think the media can't harm Trump any more than they have already, and Trump's character can't be tainted any more than it has been already with those illegal trials, legal battles. Trump is one of the most polarizing candidates ever, and most people have already made up their mind on them. They either really really like him or really really hate him. So I don't think the media can do much damage to him anymore.
Okay, okay. Do you think he would face some other challenges?
Um, Actually, I don't think he would face any other challenges. I think he has a great 4 years in front of him. I think he can do a lot, but he just has to like focus up and do everything he said he would do.
Right. Okay. So thank you, Vishnu, for joining us on today's episode. Hopefully, this episode gave you a brief understanding of what Trump will do as he becomes president of the US. Thank you for listening.